All right. And so these are the three things that we're going to do to actually become a developer in the tech industry as a beginner, right? And so let's get straight into it. So the very first thing we're going to do is master front-end development, right? And why front-end, right? So I get all the time, some people say, I want to do full stack development, yada, yada, right? But here's the issue, right? Front-end is easier to just sort of focus on and get really good at, right? Because when we're focusing on full stack, it's both front and back end, right? And for a beginner, it becomes extremely complicated and you might forget things, and it's very hard to master both and be good at both. And oftentimes people that go along that path of both full stack development and focusing on both, they become good at neither, if I'm being completely honest, right? And that's why we recommend and focus on front-end development, right? It's easier to get your foot started with. And then afterwards, I promise, I've seen it over and over again in this industry. They focus on one thing, right? Get good at it, right? And then afterwards, what you do is you transition into the second part, right? Which is back end. But it's very important for a beginner just to excel at one thing and understand the fundamentals to the best of your capability and then focusing on a full stack approach, right? But yeah, so front end is best for a beginner, right? And then the next thing you want to do is you want to focus on the industry standard of languages and frameworks, right? I see a bunch of people get pulled to different corners and focusing on things that aren't important, frankly, right? So like, right, so some people focus on certifications and things of that nature. I promise you it's useless. You're not going to get a job with that. What you need to do is focus on the industry standard and languages and frameworks that like jobs are actually looking for. And so that's HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstraps, React, Redux, right? So those are the things that we cover in our program, right? And those are the things that you need to in order to become a front-end developer, right? That's what people are looking for, right? And so, of course, you're going to be learning with an instructor with years of experience for over 12 years, helping people become developers, right? And so it's going to be live support. It's not going to be you just trying to figure things out on your own, getting pulled in different corners, because those people, unfortunately, they never become developers because they're getting pulled in so many directions. It's very hard and confusing for them, right? Those people tend to struggle, right? And with this approach of focusing on live support, right, you can get the help you need from one person who has the framework and the strategies. And when you feel stuck and you need help, you can reach out to them, right? And so that's what you can do with Jay, right? Again, we have office hours in the weekend. So when you feel stuck and you need even more help, right, you can get the help you want, right? That's just a time period for just personalized support from Jay, right? Yeah, so the next thing is we show you how to learn with AI. And this is what I love, right? Because like a bunch of time, like I hear people worried about like the tech industry because they're worried AI is going to come over and replace them, things of that nature. But we hear it all the time, right? The tech industry, there's always been a new software, a new thing, new big thing that puts pressure on developers and makes people feel as if they're going to be replaced, right? But it's very ironic that most of the people that I hear say that they aren't developers, right? But AI is not going to replace developers. What it's going to do, it's going to replace people that cannot adapt with AI, right? So people that know how to use AI, developers that know how to use AI are going to replace the developers that don't, right? And that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to show you how to use AI in order to be more effective, get more stuff done, improve your productivity, and it's just a lot better way, right? Because that's going to be where the industry is transitioning towards, and that's where we're going to help you with, right? The next thing I want to focus on is on real world project experience, right? Because this is going to be what gets you a job, right? It's not a certification. It's not saying that you got this, you went to this program or whatever the sort. No, it's not. You need to be able to prove that you know what you're doing in order to get a job, right? And so that's what we do in this phase, right? And so what we're going to do is, in addition to the projects that you're going to be working with in our live classes, right? So the live classes, let me just get into it. It's going to be in the evenings for like 2 hours a day, right? In the evening, so you can keep your job and all your other responsibilities, right? And so in addition to the projects that you'll be doing, right, with us, we also showing you how to get freelancing and projects for real world project experience, because that is what's going to build your confidence, right? That's what's going to make you believe that you can actually become a developer. Because I get all the time, people, they question whether or not it's for them, whether or not they can do it, but it's just like any other skill set, right? In the beginning, you're terrible, right? But that's to be expected. But then as soon as you start practicing and building and putting the repetitions in, you become better and better and better. And that's exactly what we do in this space with real world project experience. So as a freelancer on sites like Upwork and Fiverr, you can apply for projects that businesses are posting every single day, right? They need help, front-end projects, and you can be the ones who are actually providing value for them, right? And so that's what we show you how to do, right? And then afterwards, what you can do is you can put that on your portfolio to prove to employers that you have experience, because that's going to be how you get a job, right? It's not some sort of certification. You need to prove that you know what you're doing. The company gives you something, you can actually perform. And this is the best way to do so, right? And the next thing that we want to get into is the career support. So this is going to be extremely important. So you mastered front-end development, you have the project experience under your belt to prove, not only prove to yourself, right, and build your confidence, but to prove to employers that you know what you're doing, right? The last step that we do is we give you the career support post-graduation so that you know how to get into this field and how to actually get a job, because that's why you wanted to get into a program like this. It's to get a job, right? And so we support you. And so we pretty much see how other people get jobs. We've been in the industry for a while. We know how you can leverage and position yourself in order to get a job in the industry, right? And that's going to be what we go over, right? We're going to show you how to get a job, how to apply, things of that nature, how to fix your resume, portfolio, how to actually perform well on interviews, how to practice, things of that nature, right? Post-graduation. So we help you actually get a job, not just some teach you things, right? And so that's what we do, right? So it's going to be the resume, soft skills, interview things, et cetera, et cetera. That's what we do, because it's a very full approach to actually getting a job as a developer, right? And so those are the three things. I hope you like